So Brad, welcome.
Thank you.
So you think the mind is the asset?
The mind controls everything.
Well, let me ask you personally, financial freedom, how do you define it?
You're losing, folks. It is 100%. Go look in the mirror.
Did I show up on the planet wired to arrive at success?
Again, dude, you want to be able to just pay your bills your whole life?
Look off the table. Can I get to financial freedom without the correct mindset? Okay, I want to welcome you to a new podcast, Free at Last. This is a story about financial freedom. We're going to interview folks who are financially free. We're going to talk about how they did it. We're going to talk about the lessons they learned along the journey. We're going to interview them all. We're going to interview folks that are close, not quite there. We're going to feature those stories too, because I know that's most of you. The other thing that I think I want to really get into on this podcast is what are the enemies of financial freedom? What's preventing most people from ever being financially free? I know from firsthand experience that it's probably the mindset. And there's a couple of things wrong with most of the mindsets. So we'll get into that as the episodes go by. Our first episode is today. And I got to tell you, this is a good friend of mine. It's a great honor to have this man in-house for this very first episode. When we think about being financially free, this is a guy that comes to mind for sure. And I want to welcome the great Brad Lea. So Brad, welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. I just personally want to thank you for sponsoring this podcast.
1,000%.
So the show is about financial freedom and how we get there. You and I both know most are not financially free. I think the percentages are, it's like 3 to 5% of people are financially free. But everybody I know would like to be. And I think everybody you know would like to be. Why is that not happening?
In my humble opinion,
Yes.
it always boils down to the individual. I believe most people fail to realize that the power inside them is the power of choice. It's free will.
Right.
It was the gift we were given at birth.
Right.
We have the ability to choose, and we don't realize that that's the power, so we go through life and we just make bad decisions and the wrong choices. And then we're bombarded by society giving us limitations and filling our minds with technically nonsense.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult, especially when you're surrounded by the wrong people, you're always in the wrong environment, you're always listening to the wrong things, to find your way out. And in reality, when you get out, you look back and you're like, well, dude, that wasn't that difficult. Why isn't everybody this way?
Right.
Well, their mindset. At the end of the day, I believe it's their mindset.
Yeah. So you think the mind is the asset?
The mind controls everything.
Right. So let me ask you personally, financial freedom, how do you define it? What is it to you?
Well, again, I mean, in the simplest form,
Yeah.
it's where you don't really have to do anything and you can still live,
Yeah.
pay your bills. Financial freedom to me, you can be making $50,000 a month and be financially free
Yeah.
if your bills are $10,000 a month.
Yes.
And you're happy there.
Right.
Problem is people start making a little bit of money and then they start raising their standard of living. They start
Right.
driving a nicer car, living in a nicer house, going on nicer trips, but they're still broke. But
Right.
they're broke at another level. That's not financially free, because if they stop spending the time for the money, it ends.
Yeah.
Well, financially free is you get money without your time.
Yeah.
Basically, you're generating revenue in a recurring fashion, and it comes in regardless of what you do. That's part of it. And then the other part is that there's enough of it coming in to pay for your life.
Yeah.
That would be considered financially free to me. So you don't need a certain amount. You need, more than you need
Yes.
coming in automatically without any effort. That to me is financially free.
Is that possible without this mindset you speak of?
I mean, it's possible if you have the right parents, or
If you get lucky.
yeah, if you're born in the right family.
Take a look off the table. Can I get to financial freedom without the correct mindset?
It would be very difficult.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why there's only 3%.
That's what I'm thinking. It
would be very difficult.
Right.
I don't like to say anything's impossible.
Yeah.
But it's highly unlikely.
So the people you know who are financially independent, financially free, they're free at last. Those people seem to share the same mindset.
Yes.
Yeah. The people you're interviewing, the people you go to dinner with, the people that are in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
These folks, even if they're strangers, if you have a conversation, there seems to be a shared mindset.
How they learned it and discovered it is what's different, but the actual end of the road mindset,
Yeah.
it's pretty much the same.
The arrival is somehow the same. The destination's the same, but we all get there differently.
Yeah, how fast can we learn what we need to learn, and how fast can we apply what we've learned to make the change, because that's
Yeah.
what's necessary to achieve the goal.
Yeah. So if we can, and maybe these are impossible things to figure out, but I just want to pick your brain on this. Is it in the wiring of the individual, or is it in the experience? Is this an experiential event, or did I show up on the planet wired to arrive at success?
Well, no, you didn't show up wired for success. Or actually, yes, you did. We all did.
That's it.
I mean,
Yeah.
we all have the wiring for it. The question is, as you go through life, and again, it boils down to choices. But our environments, our parents,
Yeah.
our experiences give us data,
Yep.
information, and then what we choose to believe will create our belief system.
Yep.
And then our belief system will control our decisions and actions and behavior.
Right.
And then that controls our result. So the people that can't get there, they need to change what they're doing.
Yep.
And in order to do that, they need to change their beliefs. And in order to do that, they need new information. And a lot of people, they don't seek new information. They don't apply it when they get it. They are conditioned and have learned to ultimately block
Push
it.
away. Yeah,
block
push it
it.
away.
They
Yeah.
just block it.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it, dude. Number one, you want to get wealthy.
Yeah.
You want to get financially free. I've never seen anybody in the position that is not selling something to somebody. So you got to get in the position to receive commission. I would say that's step one.
Number one.
If you're not in a position to receive commission, you're not in the position
You're on
to
the
win.
outside looking in.
You're not in the position to win.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
So when there's somebody out there with a salary,
Yep.
they're listening to this. Well, I'm winning. No, you're not.
No.
Okay. You would be much better off if you were in the position to receive commission. Period. I've never met anybody financially free that isn't selling something to somebody, which tells me everyone I know they're all in the position to receive commission, sales.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, that's step one to me.
Yeah.
And by the way, the only reason I am where I am is the
Selling.
ability to sell, close, and persuade people.
Right.
So that's skill set, right? So there's mindset, then there's skill set,
Yeah.
and then there's habits. Because if your mindset's not right, you won't ever do the work it takes to get the skills. Because skills is just practice, repetition.
Yeah.
Get the right information, practice, apply it, repeat it over and over, and then you become a master at the skill required to excel.
Yeah.
So the skill sets are for everybody. Anyone can get good at guitar. Anyone can get good at whatever they need. Then there's the habits. So what do you do every single day habitually?
Yeah.
That's what'll screw you too.
Right.
So if you get the mindset, the skill set, and the habits, brother,
You're on the road.
unstoppable.
You're on the
you,
road.
You can do anything you want to do. You
Right.
can build massive companies. You can become multi-billionaire.
Yeah.
And some people listening would be like, well, it's not that easy. See, that's the mindset.
Right.
That's the problem.
Sabotage.
You believe that it's
Yeah.
not that easy.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
believe that it's not possible.
Yeah.
So that's why I always go back to mindset being the most important.
Yeah.
Because again, if someone has a poor self-image, they're never going to outperform it.
Yeah.
You can't outperform your own self-image.
Right.
So if you want to increase your net worth, you have to increase your self-worth.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And most people, again, what are we taught when we're growing up? That's selfish.
Yeah.
That's arrogant.
You're thinking too much of yourself.
That's
You
egotistical.
got to think about others.
You're conceited.
Yeah, that's right.
You think you're so great.
Right.
My
What
God,
makes you so
James,
special?
how did I raise you?
That's right.
humble yourself.
Yeah. What
You're
makes
not
you
that
so
important.
special? That's right.
Well, it's never worked for me. I've tried the humility route where I walk in and little old me, no, I'm not very important. I can't do anything. And I didn't get anywhere.
No.
Until I started like having some confidence and kicking the door down like I owned the place.
Yes.
Did people start paying attention? And I was taught completely opposite. Fly under the radar. Keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
Don't
rock the boat.
Yeah. Like dude.
Yeah.
You're gonna get, everyone's gonna look at you. Well, I think that's what you want, isn't it?
Yes.
Money follows attention.
Yeah, that's right. That's good stuff. Can you think back to prior to being financially independent? Just think back.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, last week. No. Think back. And do you think the mindset shifted well before the financial independence? Like
a little bit. Yeah, I think I started to, understand and then started to, be that.
Yes.
And then it came. Like most people think you have to do something.
And then you become.
Yeah. And then you can be something.
Yes.
It's you have to be it so you can do it.
Right.
Then you can have it.
Yeah. Okay. So in your own life, as you look back, you kind of transformed and became what you envisioned, and then the money kind of followed.
Yeah.
The money began to compound, and it was reminding you, okay, I'm on the right path. And you were willing to make some edits along the way, right? I mean, you were willing to make some adjustments, and probably did.
You have to.
Yeah.
Everyone will.
Did you have mentors?
I did because I learned from people, but I didn't have any official mentors.
But people that you would look to and say, okay, this guy knows the way.
Well, I read books. I started reading. I started like consuming information, seeking it out.
Yeah.
Reading biographies, stories.
Pursuing it.
Yeah, I was aggressively looking for answers because I knew whatever I knew wasn't enough.
Right. You knew your limitation. I think that's one of the big keys is you recognized I do not know enough, and I'm willing to go chase it down.
And the funny thing is, the more I learn, the more I realize how much I don't know.
Yeah,
so
right.
I thought I knew it all.
Yeah.
Now I know nothing.
Yes.
And that's the difference.
Yeah, there is a period of arrogance. I know myself. I remember being 24 years of age, and one of my mentors, Hubert Humphrey, rolled in and he said, you think you got it all figured out? You think you got it all figured out, don't you? And I think I'd made like $300,000 at age 24 that year, and he called to congratulate me. And I was in his company, and he was giving me this big congratulations call, and I was so flattered and so arrogant. I was expecting the call, hoping it would happen. And when my assistant patched him through, and he's giving me the accolades, I was kind of, gloating privately. And then he says this. He says, James, do you have just an additional moment? I'd like to talk serious with you for a second. And I thought we were going to shift into compliance or something I'd done wrong, because I did make $300,000. He said, can I just map out for you what your career is going to look like here on the path you're on? And I thought, oh man, he's going to talk about the millions now. And he said, next year you're probably going to make 325. The year after that, maybe 4. And he maps it out, and he goes for a little ways, and it's not enough. It's not enough. And I'm feeling like it's very limiting what he's saying. And he says to me, he says, is that the road you want to be on? Because if so, I just want to congratulate you again. You're on that road. I said, no, that's not the road I want to be on. And he says this. He says, well, let's face it. Let's get serious for a second. You made $300,000. You got 5 guys on your team within yelling distance of your desk. You got an assistant up front that answered the phone and patched my call through. He goes, and you call that a business? He goes, I can tell you that today we recruited enough people to completely replace your business. He said, that's not what I see in you long term. He goes, I just want you to know, if you're willing to retool yourself, willing to humble yourself, willing to retool and recode, I think you can make millions, but not on the path you're on. And so this congratulations call turned into a mindset adjustment that I was willing to make, because I knew, as arrogant as I was, that he knew more than me. And I knew that there were 5 guys within yelling distance. And I knew that I wrote most of the business. And this wasn't a business. It was I was self-employed. And so that began the shift for me to thinking big, thinking scale, thinking teams, thinking team building. And that changed my life. And so I know the role a mentor can play. And reading these books you speak of, is there a book you read that kind of transformed your thinking? Like, okay, I'm underlining this stuff. I'm going to do this.
The main one was The Four Agreements.
Good book.
And the next one was As a Man Thinketh.
Okay.
And, Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah.
Then I started like really.
Napoleon Hill.
Yeah. I mean, I started looking at all of them.
Yeah.
Like as many I still read.
You're
today.
consuming these books. And I'm assuming you're a young man when you're getting your hands on these books. And listen, this is a private journey. That's what's interesting about the mind, right? If you're going to change the mind, it's not done in public. It's not done over at the gym. It's done privately in your home. And it's a shifting of the mindset that you're willing to go through. It's like personal surgery. And did you find in reading let's think about Think and Grow Rich for a second. In reading that book, did you read it and go, oh yeah, knew that. Yeah, okay, let's get to something I don't know. Or did you find almost every page with wisdom?
Every page.
Right. And so would you say that the folks who are trying to become financially free and they want this, they want to be free, they want this to happen. And again, we know everybody does want this. The enemy is the enemy arrogance or is the enemy ignorance? What is it?
The enemy is, in those two choices, I would say both.
It's both.
Yeah, the ego is not your amigo when it comes to this.
Right. The ego's not going to make us any money.
No, I mean, at the end of the day, it boils down to a decision. Like you make a decision, you make a choice.
Yes.
Like you say, like what happened to me was like clearly what I'm doing and what I know is not working.
It's limiting.
Dude, it wasn't working.
Right.
I had years. Like, dude, this was like, I was 30. I was 30 when I started Lightspeed. Took me about 8 years to get it going. But at the end of the day, like I was doing some good things, but when I really started doing that, I was probably 35, 40.
Yeah.
So like I already knew, I had 30 some years.
Track record.
It's not working. Whatever I'm doing, whatever I know isn't working.
Right.
So I just had that realization and I'm like, well, let me see what these people are saying. And then I started reading and listening and then applying. That's the key. Most people might read a lot, but they're not applying. So they're just reading. Reading alone doesn't do it. Information by itself is not the key. It's the application of the information. But at the end of the day, I first opened my mind.
Yeah.
Before I had I know everything.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I wasn't interested in what you had to say, James. I don't care what you've done. I'm going to do it better.
Right.
But after 30 some years of it, I'm like, all right, well, maybe I don't know shit.
Right.
And so I said, listen, let me start asking some questions and listening and seeking information, which I didn't know at the time is required in order to change your beliefs. See, the behavior is controlled by your beliefs.
Right.
Your beliefs is basically the information that you've received your whole life.
Yeah.
That programming.
Yeah.
So whether it was your parents who loved you and wanted you to stay safe and protected you, they're giving you information that you accepted as doctrine.
Yeah.
And those began, a lot of it's between the ages of 1 and 8 years old.
The programming.
But those start to form your beliefs. And once your beliefs are formed, based on the information you received, doesn't matter if it was good, bad, or true or false. It came from the information you received. And once you believed it, now it's your belief system. And then your belief system controls your actions and your behavior. So if you want to change what you're getting, you have to change what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, is that rocket science?
No.
Like everybody should understand what that means.
Yes.
Like you want to, if you're not where you want to be, then that means you want to change what you're getting because you are what you're getting.
Yes.
So, hey, I want more. Well, then you want to change what you're doing. You cannot get different shit doing the same thing.
That's a fact.
So you have to change what you're doing. Well, most people just say, okay, I'm going to change this. But they didn't change their belief system.
Yeah.
So it's temporary.
They revert back.
It gets tough, and now they change back.
Yes.
Or they change another direction. It's like, I need to change what I'm doing, so I need to change my beliefs.
Yeah.
And the only way to change a belief is to get new
information.
Not the
Yes.
same information.
Right.
New information.
Right. Now, I'm interested in your personal awareness because you have a high level of self-awareness. And maybe this is unique to people who become financially free and successful, but it's rare in my experience for people to be moving along a pathway, especially if they're already an entrepreneur running a business, and then all of a sudden say, you know what, this ain't working. Was there a moment? Did something occur? Was there a failure? Was there some suffering? Did something occur to say, all right, what I know is limited, and I'm willing to retool?
Well, it was more of a realization. It wasn't a sudden moment. But again, I always wanted to be rich.
Yeah.
As does most people.
And time was passing.
Well, I mean, at some point, like, dude, listen, you've had 35 freaking years.
Right.
Like, how many more are you going to need?
Right.
You're going to figure it out when you're 90?
Right.
So at the end of the day, I'm 35 years old. I'm not where I want to be. I don't even have anywhere close. Now, again, I was making $500,000.
Sure.
But
you saw yourself different. Yeah, you saw yourself.
Well, I was spending $500,000 and
plus
$1,000, right? So like
right.
I was just broke at another level.
Yes.
So I just at some point, and then I see other people that are just killing it.
Yeah.
They're not smarter than me.
Right.
They're not better looking than me.
Right.
They're not more capable than me.
Right.
Like, what in the hell is going on? So at one point,
That's a great realization right there.
I just said, well, what the hell are they doing? Which opened my mind.
Yeah.
Before, I didn't care what they were doing.
You were competing.
Well, again,
Yeah.
dude, trust me, it's going to work out.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. Stick with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
right.
watch.
Yeah.
Sit back, son.
Yeah.
But eventually, like, I had enough of myself.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Maybe
okay.
that's age. Maybe that's just wisdom that comes with age.
Dude, we trade youth for wisdom.
That's it.
So I got a little bit older, a little bit wiser, and then realized, man, whatever I'm doing isn't really the way to go. So why don't I just start getting some new information and seeing if that works? And it started to work.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, wait a minute. This is not rocket science, and this isn't even difficult. All I have to do is have an open mind, seek information, apply it. If it didn't work, so what?
Yeah.
Apply it,
Yeah.
see if it worked, took what's good, left what's bad, constantly seek new information. And the next thing you know, you realize, wait a minute, all those friends I was hanging around were keeping me back.
Yeah.
I didn't know that when I was hanging around them. Shit, I was the one calling them.
Yeah. Yeah. You were bringing them in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was
Let's meet up.
instigating it.
Yes.
So when you look at it, you realize, look, I was doing this, I was doing that, and the key thing there is I.
Yeah.
Well, I was responsible for not succeeding. I would have never admitted that before because I didn't believe it.
Yeah.
But with the new information, you start to realize, like, dude, when it boils down to the power of choice, who makes your choices? Well, I do.
Yeah.
Okay, well, then who can I blame? I can't blame the president. I can't blame my children or my wife or my parents. I can't blame my boss.
Yeah.
And guess what I did? I took personal responsibility.
Beautiful.
I got rid of victim mentality. Oh, wait a minute. Victim mentality.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot of people have that.
Yes.
They want to blame everything.
Right.
Dude, I don't have a diploma. Okay. So, well, it's not that easy getting a job. Okay. Well, again, is that your belief? Yeah, that's my belief. Well, there's your problem. Let's change that belief.
Right.
How did I get a job with no diploma?
Right.
There's all kinds of disadvantages
Yeah.
that are factual.
Right.
There's racism, there's chauvinism,
Yeah.
there's all the things you hear about. That's all real, but what does that got to do with anything? It doesn't mean you can't succeed.
Yeah.
It just means you might have to try harder.
Yeah.
Let's say someone has a thyroid issue, so they're going to gain weight easier. Well, that doesn't mean you can't lose weight. It means you have to run 5 miles when I might only have to run 1.
That's right.
Well, that's not fair. Victim mentality.
Right.
Well,
It is what it is.
It is what it is. The
That's
question
right.
is, can you be in shape if you wanted to be? Yes. So why are you fat? Well, because
You.
the truth is, because I choose to be.
Not to run the 5 miles.
And nobody wants to hear that
No.
because it stings, because
Yeah.
they don't want to be.
Yeah.
And then they start to realize, damn it, I'm not aligned with my
Yeah.
soul.
My desires.
I say I want to be rich, but I don't want to work. I
Yes.
say I want to get in shape, but I don't want to go to the gym.
Right.
I don't want to sacrifice a hamburger. I don't want to sacrifice this. I don't want to take a risk.
Yeah.
Well, guess what?
Yeah. My parents were mean to me too. I don't know if I mentioned that.
Risks are
Right.
opportunities.
Yes.
But opportunities are usually disguised as risk, and everyone's taught to avoid it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, what's so risky about getting where you want to go?
No, that's right.
I would say the bigger risk is not getting where you want to go.
That's right. You know, one thing as we get near the end here, I promised you we would go an hour. I want to make sure before we end this episode that we make clear. You've got a huge podcast. I mean, you've got millions and millions of people watching your podcast, dropping bombs, and we'll link that up in the description of the show today. But you've done something unique. A lot of social media influencers influence from a distance. One thing you've done, which I really admire, Brad, is you've decided to build businesses that actually take your influence and actually help change people's lives. It's one thing to influence them, but they're strangers until you build a business to actually bring them into your world. And that's one of the things you've done at Real Financial, which I love, is you're taking your influence and saying, you know what? If you've got these attributes of desire and financial independence, and you're not a victim mindset and all the things you've outlined here today, if that's you, I want to partner with you. I want to build a business with you. And that's what you're doing. How's that going?
Well, it's going amazing. I mean, anybody with the will, I help, by delivering the skill and the opportunity. I mean, all people really need is the opportunity, and then the rest is up to them. So, like, I can give you an opportunity, but you don't have to take it.
Yeah.
I can teach you what to do, but you don't have to do it. So really, it requires the individual.
Right.
And then I want to provide the rest for people. And it's not just, me being philanthropic.
Yes.
Because it benefits me as well.
Sure.
So the craziest part is, one of the things I learned is, the more you can help other people, the more you actually get what you're looking for.
Right.
So I know that if I can go help 1,000 people find financial independence,
yes,
it's going to help me get the financial independence.
Absolutely. And
it helps them, which is a double win. So with Real Financial, I just saw a lot of these people in this industry making hundreds of millions of dollars.
Right.
And these people, they're cool, but they're no cooler than me.
Right.
And there's nothing better than them about them than I think I have.
Yes.
And I'm or anybody for that matter.
Yeah.
But I was just sitting there watching multiple people make hundreds of millions of dollars in an industry. And then I realized that industry's been around forever and it's not going anywhere. And then I realized, well, damn, dude, if you ask me, this industry's about bringing people in.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's almost like recruiting,
Yes.
if you will.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I got a social media platform. I can reach people. I know those people want to succeed. What if I started an agency or an IMO
Sure.
of my own?
Yep.
So I could give the pay plan, right?
Yeah.
I could share, because I think a lot of the money is earned by the masses, the troops.
Yeah.
But in these organizations, I was watching people make hundreds of millions.
Yes.
All the money was being made at the top.
Yes.
And these people had to get through years of crap to get to the top.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, they're doing all the work. Why don't we flip that on its ear?
Yeah.
Why don't we create something that's real people helping real families
Yeah.
protect and create real wealth?
Yes.
And so I said, let's do Real Financial,
I love it.
where like the agent comes first.
Right.
Where we really focus on an environment where the average person, just with the intent and the desire and the work ethic, can come in. We provide all of the training, all of the blueprints, all of the support. We get the best contracts that they would never get in a million years.
Right.
And let's provide an environment where they grow, thrive. We're really a personal development company.
Yes.
That's masquerading as a financial services organization.
That's exactly what it is.
I want to help people become better people, and money's the byproduct.
Yeah.
And so I had to find something that helps other people. It had to align.
Yes.
And dude, the financial services does that.
Totally aligns.
We're showing people how to build and create wealth. I'm showing average people that can go get a damn insurance license, which isn't that difficult, how to literally find financial freedom within a couple years.
Yes. Yes.
Now, again, someone doesn't want to work a couple years. Well, then they don't really want it.
Yeah.
Because, dude, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, that's not very long.
Yeah. No, that's right. And what's interesting about it is your mindset and the things you've learned and transferred through your podcast and the other social media platforms you manage, that can now be deployed inside a business that actually does create financial freedom.
Yes, it does.
It absolutely
It's
does.
real. That's why it's real.
Yeah, and we're going to find out now. These people that are joining your business and becoming a part of Real Financial, we're going to find out whether this 3% holds. Is it 3% become financially free because they're stuck in jobs?
Not with me.
We're going to find out.
We're going to reverse it.
It should be reversed.
I'm going to make it where the 3% fail.
Well, that's what it should be, because you're the trainer, you're the coach, it's your system, it's your mindset. They've got all the opportunity, all the compensations loaded there.
Best play plans.
It's the best.
Best products.
Right.
Best training, best coaching, best culture.
Yeah, I mean, if you lose here, you got to go to the mirror.
Well, you got to go to the mirror whether you lose anywhere. Because
that's
again,
right.
if you're losing, folks, it is 100% go look in the mirror.
Right.
I know you can make all the blames you want, but trust me, it's going to point back at you eventually. But Real Financial, for people listening, if you're not making the money you want to make, and you're like, I know I want more, you can sense it.
Yeah.
Your family deserves it. You've got that feeling, but you've just never pulled the trigger. I would suggest come with us.
Yeah.
Because when you said, how's it going? Dude, I've already made people financially free. Now, they're not settling for that.
No, they're still here.
But, dude, it's growing by the day, and it's a pretty exciting thing. That's one of the things I'm most proud of, because it's a legitimate industry. Yes. It's a legitimate opportunity.
Yeah.
All someone would be lacking is the training or the training, to me, is mindset, skill set, habits.
Yeah.
So when they come on board, all they have to do is pull the trigger, come on board, and now they're part of the team. And so now I'm going to pour into them. I'm going to show them the mindset that took me 50 years to figure out.
Yeah.
I'm going to show them the skill sets that'll make them just become fire-breathing dragons, savages.
Right.
I'm going to give them the habits that if they just follow those three things, even if they don't end up doing anything in this business, that will transfer
those skills
into their whole life. They'll be in the best shape of their life. They'll be happy as if they've ever been. They'll have the best relationships if they apply it.
Sure.
Again, it's not magic.
Yeah.
It's once they realize what they've never been taught or never been told.
Yep.
Dude, it's almost like a momentum that starts to happen, and pretty soon they're learning all kinds of new things that has nothing to do with what I was teaching them.
Yeah.
But that's where they found themselves growing.
Yeah.
So Real Financial is not just making, people a lot of money.
No.
It's making better people.
Yeah, that's well said.
And that's the goal. I want to make better human beings, man.
Well
more
said.
ethical, more considerate, more kind, more generous.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day,
more happy.
Well, this whole time, it boils back to, like, do you really want to make a lot of money? If the answer is yes, well, then all you have to do is figure out how to help a bunch of people.
That's it.
So I'm doing what I'm talking about. I'm helping a bunch of people make a bunch of money.
Yeah.
And if they come on board and start to realize that that's the cycle here, A, it's a killer culture, but B, now they can go help a bunch of people and make a bunch of money. And then they start making a bunch of money, and guess what they turn around and do? They help their friends and family that are struggling come do what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it does inspire people, because we have people that came in, they started succeeding and making more money than they've ever made, and then they go and get their friend and their cousin and their brothers, and then you talk to them and you're like, well, what made you get into it? And they're like, well, when I seen this dipshit do it, I knew I could do it.
Right.
And it's like,
yes,
dude, that's in a bad way a compliment.
That's how you felt when you looked around and you said, hey, listen, they're not smarter than me, and they're killing it.
Dude, listen, it was they found it earlier than me. That's all. They
that's
weren't better than me. They were ahead of me.
That's it.
And there's people right now coming in every day. We get people every day.
Every day.
And in 3 years, some of those people will be the testimonials.
Yes.
It could be the person listening to this.
Yeah.
You could be the testimonial.
Right.
Or you could sit there and keep doubting.
Right.
Keep questioning. Keep freaking fearing. Keep blaming.
Right.
And 3 years from now, you're just gonna see
Same
all the
situation.
evidence.
Yeah.
Or guess what? Here's what I believe. The first thing you got to do, folks, is take a chance.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you're going to work for someone who did.
That's it.
That's the only two choices.
That's well
and
said.
And then once you take a chance, well, now you got to freaking pay attention and be willing to adjust, right?
Yeah.
You got to adjust. Then you got to train, you got to learn, you got to practice, you got to apply it. You're going to suck until you don't. It's going to hurt a little bit. It's going to be uncomfortable. Anything that's worth anything usually does.
Yeah.
You know, go to the gym and pick up a light weight, lift it once, and then go home. Nothing's ever going to happen until that muscle tears, and now you get that soreness. And it's like the same thing when it comes to success. Yeah, you're going to get rejection.
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah.
That's why mindset's important, by the way.
Yeah.
Dude, a lot of people...
Because rejection.
A lot of people start things like this, and they stop because in the first 2 weeks, they didn't get rich.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, it was the opposite.
Yeah.
You know, they can't pay their bills.
Right.
Well, again, dude, you want to be able to just pay your bills your whole life,
right,
or do you want financial freedom? So what are you going to sacrifice?
Yeah.
Sacrifice paying your rent? Dude, I went months without paying my car payment. I'd always get right up to the point where, dude, my car was about to get repossessed. Matter of fact, the tow truck was looking for it. And I was worried because, like, if I didn't have a car, now I'm really screwed.
Yeah.
So I'd park down the street, so it wasn't even at my house. And, you know, I'd always figure out a way to finally get the payment caught back up. But I've been down on payments. I've been behind. I've been 10-day noticed on my doors. My child support was due, where now I'm starting to be called a deadbeat dad.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't have the money. So at the end of the day, I've been in the same situation. I've had all the excuses everybody has.
Yeah.
I didn't graduate high school. There is no reason I succeeded other than I figured it out the hard way.
Yeah.
So especially when they're youngsters, why would you need to figure it out the hard way if I've already figured it out?
Yeah, that's right.
Just come in and follow the blueprint.
Copy. That's right.
It's there.
Yeah.
Everything's there.
That's it.
The contracts are there. Everything's there. The only thing that's not there is you.
Yeah, that's right. Well, hey, thank you for being here today.
My pleasure.
Man, great having you in and hear your
Free
story.
at last.
Free at last. Free at last.
This is the inaugural
Brad Lea.
episode.
Thank you.
Blessed to be on the inaugural episode.
Hey, really good stuff.